clause for you. You're not very wrong.
Hello.
Huh? 210. 210.
One sent the test. Only sir, the meeting has not started yet. No 147.
Hello. So we cannot share screen, no. So let's do it as we had been doing it. So we have taken our first example. That is the man about whom I talked to you yesterday. Joshua, what's the problem? So our first example, that is the man about whom I talked to you yesterday. In this sentence, we have two clauses, two simple sentences brought together. The first simple sentence is, that is the man. The second one is, I talked to you about this man, about that man yesterday. Now we bring the two together. We cannot repeat that man. So we now say,
So I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? If you don't hear me now, then something is wrong. I think I've done the best I can do so that you can hear me. How many of you can't hear me? How many of you can't hear me? How many of you can hear me? Who can hear me? Or mute and tell me you can hear me. Let me see if I have people hearing me.
I can hear you, sir.
I can hear you.
Thank you. So most are hearing me. Although that is wrong in English, we don't say that. So most of you can hear me. So if you can't hear me, please do something, do some adjustment with your system. We don't have the time, so let's quickly rush through. So what we are saying is we now join the two simple sentences, and we now have, that is the man about whom I talked to you yesterday. In an examination, we will underline about whom I talked to you yesterday. And we will now ask you, what is the grammatical name? Notice that it comes immediately after a noun, man. And so this is an adjectival clause which qualifies the noun man. So the grammatical name, adjectival clause. As I said, you may even say relative clause, it's the same thing. But please don't write adjectival stroke relative or relative stroke adjectival. Pick one. Then you are asked for the function. As we did with our adverbial clauses, let's see the difference between the adverbial clause and the adjectival clause. Sometimes you read in some books, some teachers may tell you that you can say adjectival clause modifies or adjectival clause qualifies. They will also tell you can say adverbial clause modifies or adverbial clause qualifies. But let me tell you this, not every examiner will agree with that. The basic thing that every examiner will agree with is this. Adverbial clause modifies. Adjectival clause qualifies. So please, mind your language. Once it is adjectival, use qualify. So in this case, it is an adjectival clause, or you say it is a relative clause. And for the function, it qualifies the noun, man. And remember, man man should be put in quotes. Quote man. Because you are taking it from the sentence given you. Those of you talking underneath should be careful. Should be very careful. We don't have the time and you are wasting the little you have. So the second sentence, our second example is, we saw a driver. I hope you are writing. We saw a driver whose car, W-H-O-S-E, whose car had broken down. Actually, what we have is a situation whereby we bring two simple sentences together. We saw a driver. The driver's car had broken down. Now we bring this together and we say, we saw a driver whose car had broken down. Identify the subordinate clause there. We saw a driver whose car had broken down. Identify the subordinate clause. Oreoluwa, quickly.
Sir?
Quickly identify the subordinate clause.
Sir, I can't hear you.
Okay, you can't hear me. When it is to answer the question, you can't hear me. But when I called you,
Sir?
you heard me. Joshua.
Sir?
Joshua, what's the subordinate clause here? Joshua is not online at all. That's very good. Tiolu. Tiolu. What is the subordinate clause? Tiolu, let me see your face. No, what can she finish it? What she finish it? What she know? Tiolu also is not in class. That's good.
Yes, sir.
You are welcome. I want to see your face. Let me see your face. Answer that question.
I'm here.
Answer that question.
Now, which question?
And you are here.
Yes,
And you are
I'm here.
Welcome. Adam.
Why did you come to class today?
Yes, sir.
What's the subordinate clause?
So what's the question?
What's the question? When I've read the sentence 3-4 times, did you write the sentence? Did you write the second sentence? You didn't.
No, sir.
So you are asking me what's the question? God prevail. God prevail. Yes. What's the subordinate clause?
Sir, when you were saying it, my connection was cracking.
Okay. All right. I hope it will not crack now. Let everybody take this example. We saw a driver whose car had broken down. We saw a driver whose car had broken down. Well, your time is up. We've only 2 examples, that's all. Now, what is the subordinate clause in we saw a driver whose car had broken down?
Whose car had broken down?
Thank you very much. So whose car had broken down as a subordinate clause? What is the grammatical name? Fikun-ayo. What's the grammatical name? Fikun-ayo, what's the grammatical name? You are offline. That's good. Edidion, what is the grammatical name?
So the grammatical name is an adjectival clause.
Simply put, adjectival clause. Thank you. So don't say the grammatical name is, you are wasting your time. Go straight and write adjectival clause. In an exam, we don't have the time. Thank you. And then what is the function? Dabira. Dabira, what's the function?
Yes, sir. It qualifies the noun driver.
Thank you very much. So, here I want you to notice something. Don't say it qualifies the noun a driver. No, it is wrong. The noun is driver, not a driver. In the first example, that is the man about whom I talked to you yesterday. It qualifies the noun man, not the man. So you should be able to identify the noun different from the article or anything that goes with the noun. Just isolate the noun.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, can you say it qualifies the noun phrase the driver?
No. It qualifies the noun
sir.
driver. It qualifies the noun driver. All right? Now, write, you have 3 minutes to go. Write the following 4 sentences. Number 1, the man who slapped her has just run away. The man who slapped her has just run away. Number 2, here is a place. Here is a place where you can stay. Here is a place where you can stay. Number 3, this is not the book that you gave me. This is not the book that you gave me. This is not the book that you gave me. That's number 3. Number 4, those are the tables. Those are the tables. Whose, W-H-O-S-E, whose legs were broken. Those are the tables whose legs were broken. So you have these 4 sentences.
Those are the table was.
So what you do with these 4 sentences is, 1, identify the subordinate clause. 2, what grammatical name do you give to that subordinate clause that you identify? 3, what is the function of the subordinate clause in that sentence? What's the function of the subordinate clause in that sentence? I'm afraid this is as far as we can go for today. So we meet next week. Happy weekend.